1 minute. Welcome, everyone. I'm very excited today about talking with you and sharing with you about our session as we approach day 2 for the actual conference, Florida Alliance for Community Solutions and Resilient Communities. We are very excited about the opportunity to be in this virtual format. Regrettably, we're not in person. That's something that all of us miss dearly. Terry Chelakowski as our executive director, she's just been a resounding cheerleader of getting everybody on board and focusing on those important community needs as we all respond as community development practitioners. As we approach day 2 and we look at what's really important and we look at this specific topic of engaging today's youth for our future, I will absolutely say that right now on our line, we have some very outstanding, optimistic, highly engaged leaders that work very diligently with our youth. And I will definitely look at it from a community development practitioner, that these individuals on this conference line, on this webinar that's hosting this session for us, these guys have taken that baton from some of us as those community development practitioners, and they've taken it to another level as a professional. And we're definitely proud of the opportunity that they have gotten to this place today. When I look at what's our focus in terms of how we look at who we're engaging, how we're engaging in those kind of areas, we have a number of different specialty areas that are going to be focused for everyone's attention. What I'm going to be looking at specifically is targeting those areas that deal specifically with how we engage our youth in terms of critical issues impacting the community. We know, for example, having to do with housing, having to do with development, having to do with education. Those are the areas that we're going to be focusing in on today. Our initial speaker is going to be Rashani Boynton Holmes. And she's going to talk very closely, intimately about the programs that are involved in her market. One of our other dear speakers that are going to be just totally engaged, and she's one of those individuals that's taken that baton and ran with it, is Ashley Weiss. And Ashley is with Young Adult Conservation Corp as a community training works representative. And then our other speaker is going to be Ron Bradford, and Ron Bradford is with University Area CDC in the Tampa market. There are just some outstanding individuals here in this space, and I definitely welcome all of you to just stay tuned. We're going to try and post our information in reference to contacts in our chat. We're going to sort of hold our questions until the very end. So I know as you guys are engaging our speakers, you're going to have those kind of questions. So definitely put your questions in the chat. I'm going to pause for now and let our initial speaker begin. Just to give you a brief background on myself before I pause, I am Iris Jones, and I am the Community Development Manager for Seacoast Bank. We're headquartered in Stuart, Florida, and I cover community development for the entire state of Florida. So that's a little bit about my background. So I will pause now and let our initial speaker sort of take the reins and run with it.
Thank you so much, Ms. Iris. I appreciate that. I'll wait for our slideshow to begin. Thank you, Terry. You can go ahead and start. I am the program manager for Homes, Inc. You can go ahead and hit enter. Okay. Housing Opportunities, Mortgage Assistance, and Effective Neighborhood Solutions is better known as Homes, Inc. We serve at-risk, disadvantaged young adults and low-income families that are in need of affordable housing. My position works strictly with the youth, who we affectionately refer to as TIL youth, which is Transitional Independent Living Young Adults. Next slide. Terry, next slide. Terry? Next slide.
I'm sorry, we're having a little issue over here. Hold on.
Okay,
There we go. Let's try again.
try it again.
On the other screen. Okay. I don't know what you mean. Okay. Do
So I'll still continue to talk as they get that together. So for the sake of time, as we move on, our campus of our young adults consists of 13 row apartments. Okay, we have 3 buildings, 5 of which are 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom units. And then the remaining 8 are 2 bedroom shared units. We often share those units with either same sex, boys, girls, or a mom and a baby. At our maximum capacity, we have 21 youth that can be housed at Homes Inc. at any time. I'll move on to the criteria. In order to move into Homes Inc., you need to be at least 18 to 24 years of age. We have young adults who have aged out of foster care, relative care, or experienced homelessness. And those are our normal criteria for homes. They need to be drug-free. They need to be able to commit to going to school and working, not necessarily full-time, but we do make arrangements for young adults who are working, going to school full-time so they can work part-time. In addition to them having to go to school and work, we do host monthly IL classes, which is independent living classes, which are required for our young adults on a monthly basis, in which we teach them about financial literacy, cooking. We've had meditation, we've had aromatherapy classes. I try to make our classes that are required very interesting, something that they can really grab a hold to and utilize those skills moving forward when they endeavor in their own personal lives. In addition to IL classes, we make sure they have monthly inspections. We inspect on a monthly basis because we all know young people, they don't always make the best decisions or the best housekeepers. So we do monthly inspection to make sure we don't have any extra guests that aren't paying rent in our homes, and make sure that we are keeping our area sanitary. And sometimes it gives you an opportunity to see where they need extra help. Depending on your background, you may not be familiar with how to clean properly. So we have the classes. We've also talked about cleaning with the classes as well, but we have the classes, we have the inspections, we require school and work. In addition, we also require that they have a life coach. And a life coach is a holistic approach. We always call ourselves our youth's biggest cheerleaders. So our life coaches work with us hand in hand to make sure our youth are doing the right things, and we can lay out their plan for their life as they matriculate throughout homes and beyond. How are we doing on getting, okay, almost. I don't want to go too far and have to stop. So
Is it up now?
I continue, yes, it's up. You can continue on. You can show them the campus map really quickly. I've already touched on that.
Slides that you're clicking through?
Yes. Keep going. Okay, our rents are $300 and $400. Our 1 bedrooms are $400. Water is included. Young adults have to pay for utilities. It teaches them responsibility. Let's move on. Next slide. Uh-oh. Okay, next slide. Okay, I've talked about that. We can move on. Well, I'll continue to talk. Once young adults are applying for homes, they are interviewed to check for appropriateness of the program. A lot of youth are not necessarily willing to go to school or go to work or be drug-free. So those are important things. Once they continue, once you can go back, I mean, you can go to slide 7, Teresa. Thank you. Youth have to be certified based on City of Fort Lauderdale. Certification usually takes 1 to 2 weeks. Our lease terms are 1 year, but certification is a 6-month requirement. That gives us opportunity to check and make sure there are no major changes and that no one is secretly a millionaire and we're providing low income housing. So it makes sure that we're under the same standards that we need to be on. You can have next slide. When young adults move in, I pride myself on making sure that our apartments look nice and we create a home environment when they walk in. So we provide not only furniture, but bedding, rugs, mats, pantry items, toilet tissue, paper towel, washcloths, linens, different things that are allowing them to kind of breathe and enjoy the fact that they have a home to go to with all the fixings. So they're not coming to an empty place. They're able to come in, sit down, unpack, probably make a sandwich because we provide microwaves and even crock pots often, or make a smoothie and relax in their home. So I wanted to take a moment to show you a quick video of one of our current youth that are living at homes who came in just like I described with different items, and then she was able to make her house a home. So we're going to tour her home really quickly.
Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Okay, hi, my name's Kada Lord, and welcome to my mansion. Come on in. I moved in Homes Inc. in 2019. I was in relative care, so I applied for here, and I got in, Avi. When I first came here, I was like a part-time worker at Macy's, and it really wasn't a good pay rate, so I really couldn't afford the rent. And I was out of school for like a whole year because I owed financial aid a lot of money. But in my first year of coming here, I really struggled a lot with trying to pay the rent. And the rent's like only $300, right? It's like you can afford it. It's a pretty good, decent rent. It's not like housing that's like $1,000 plus for 1 bedroom. Homes Inc., they gave me internships to help me get better pay. And, you know, I wasn't really good at saving during that time, so I used to just spend it a lot. Then the next year of 2020, I applied for Home Depot, and Home Depot hired me, and I was getting money. And while working at Home Depot, it really helped me raise a good amount of money where I can save and budget myself. What also helped me save a lot was our RIL meetings. That really helped a lot. They had budgeting, how to invest and everything. So that helped me save a lot. We got budgeting sheets. Every month we do things that help build our way to independent living. Homes Inc. really made me thrive to be the person I am today. Thank you, Homes Inc. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me showing my house.
Thank you for watching. Keisha has a big, huge personality. She designed and did that video all on her own. So our young people are amazing. What can I say? So we can go back to our slide because that concludes our, thank you, Mary. We can share her. We have another portion of our young adult program, which I manage, which is our internship program. If Terry, you can go back to our slides, if they're working. Maybe not. Maybe we lost her. Okay, so I'll go ahead and just tell you about our internship program. We were able to get a grant through Children's Services Council of Broward, in which we pay young adults $10 an hour for 20 hours a week for 14 weeks to work for various companies and get on the job training. These jobs are made for young adults who do not have much experience and need to gain experience. Now, I interviewed them. Oh, hi, thank you. Wonderful. Okay, you can go. You can stay there. That's fine. You can actually move on to the next one. Wonderful, wonderful. Youth and foster care or relative care are the young adults who are able to apply for our internship programs. So that is the population we service for those particular ones. Young adults are interviewed by myself, and they are pre-tested. They give a DISC assessment, and I evaluate them on their skills, on their goals, what they want to do, and where they live and where they go to school. If they can't get to work, then it's hard for them to work. So we take all of those factors in account before placing them with an employer. So not only do they interview with myself, and then they interview with the said employer that is chosen for them. So we kind of tailor-made these internships and don't just stick them into somewhere that's convenient. We make sure that it works with either a passion, an interest, or an experience level that is logistically appropriate for the young adult to succeed. So I'll just show you some of our partners that we're working with. You're actually going to hear from Community Training Works next, because they've been a big advocate and a big partner of ours over the many years, and they help with our young adults as they transition out of our program. So a lot of the partners you see are our current employers, current partners that either service our young adults in various ways or internships. Moving on to the next one. For the sake of time, one partnership highlight I wanted to talk about really quickly was First American Title. First American partnered with Homes to recruit young adults to be title examiners. So we did an internship program internally in their office, and young adults were getting paid $16 an hour. They did a 4-month training, and then they were able to earn $17 an hour. So we referred 24 youth to the program, 15 stuck it out and were actually hired on and now working full time as title examiners with room to grow in the industry. So when we partner with people at Homes, one, you're stuck with us for life. And two, we look at building our youth's character holistically while they're staying there and when they depart from us as well. So I wanted to wrap up for the sake of time because we are running out of it. And thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, Rashani. I picked up so much information from your presentation. And one of the essential things that I picked up is that cleaning is a skill that you teach, just like we teach our kids at home, in addition to being financially responsible. So we're going to now hear from Ashley Weiss. And Ashley comes to us from Community Training Works. Ashley?
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for bringing us all together today. And this is very uplifting to learn about your programs. And I hope what I'm about to share can be useful as well. So I think I'm going to ask for permission to share my screen. So let's see if that can be accepted, share. And get it going up to the top here. So yeah, My name is Ashley Weiss, and I am currently a board member with Community Training Works, also known as the Young American Conservation Corps. And so I've had several positions within Community Training Works, and ranging from a crew member to a supervisor to program coordinator. And they've really helped me a lot in my professional development. And, you know, I just really believe in these kinds of programs because a lot of times there are different learning styles out there, and the mainstream education system can sometimes lack catering to those different learning styles. And I definitely benefited a lot from the hands-on experience. So I definitely wanted to be an advocate for that sort of experience. And so, yeah, I just want to tell you a little bit about the organization here with our mission, our vision, and our core values. You're going to like this. Okay, so our vision is a world where individuals utilize intelligence and positive energy to improve their lives, community, and environment. Our purpose is to impact communities through work on public lands, roads, and waterways. Our mission: we are an environmental conservation corps that empowers individuals from all backgrounds and abilities to contribute purposefully to their community through education and hands-on experience. We usually serve local youth in the area, ages 15 to 30, and sometimes 35 if they're veterans, depending on the project. A lot of our core values, you can see here: understanding, service, dependability, learning, teaching, leadership, hope, achievement, accomplishment, reliability, inspiration, compassion, community, creativity, innovation, personal development, diversity, improvement, independence, cooperation, collaboration, and environmental stewardship. So those are just a few of our core values. And then, so you might be wondering, what is a conservation corps exactly? So to give you some history, back in 1930s, the Civilian Conservation Corps was founded by President Delano Roosevelt. And he did this because they were going through the Depression at the time. So a lot of people were out of work. And they recognized that many of our national parks were being underutilized. And so he commissioned what was called kind of the Roosevelt's Tree Army, was a nickname, because they planted a lot of trees, and they also did a lot of development on our national parks to actually access it, like roads and buildings and houses, hotels to stay at while you're visiting the parks. So a lot of the infrastructure that you utilize when you visit the parks was built by the Civilian Conservation Corps. But back then it was a little different. It was not as diverse, so it was mostly men, and it, you know, definitely some different standards, as they could easily be equipped. And this is how it ended because of the World War II. And so a lot of those Civilian Conservation Corps men were recruited to the Army, so they had a very strict regiment so that they could easily transfer back and forth. But nowadays we've got the 21st CSC, so the 21st Century Conservation Service Corps, and it's a little more diverse now. We've got young people from all different places, and it can range all kinds of different projects, and it's a good way to kind of catch up on a lot of the backlog of maintenance that our parks are experiencing even today. So that's kind of a background about it. It also incorporates AmeriCorps, which I believe some of you are familiar. If not, it's a program where young people, they're federal dollars that pay us a small stipend. And also at the end of your service, your term of service, you can receive money to pay your debt for student loans or to pay for education. So it's a great bonus to take advantage of. And so just to tell you a little bit more about some of our programs. So we have the Department of Transportation crews, which are out there on the highways, which, you know, still public land. And they're out there doing things like roadside maintenance, sign washing, fence installation, fixing the drainage ditches, graffiti removal, weed eating, mowing, just all kinds of stuff. So they're learning a vast array of skills out there. And we also get them certified if they want to go on to work with our partner Department of Transportation, so they can easily fit into a role that could open up. So, and then our other program, the Forestry crews, the conservation course, they're out there doing some similar things, but can be more specialized just depending on the project. So recreation areas, maintenance, sometimes endangered species surveys, weed eating, brush removal, trail maintenance, all kinds of things. So just whatever our partner needs, they're out there learning great skills, using tools, and learning about the special environments that they work in. And let's see our next one here. So yeah, they're just really a great cost-effective solution for all this important work that needs done. Some more examples here, like shoreline protection, riparian habitat restoration, you know, and even emergency response. It's kind of an important thing nowadays. And I don't know if anybody's heard of the Climate Corps is something they're trying to get passed right now in legislation to actually activate conservation corps that have the specific specialization of helping the climate change situation we're in. And, you know, so just working to mitigate some of those things. And I think part of that is also the emergency response section of that. So training young people to come to the emergency site, to help victims, to pass out water, to organize. So it's all around, you know, very vital services that these young people are learning, and, you know, for whatever path they could be on. And so it just depends on their interests and what they particularly want to learn. And yeah, so just all kinds of great stuff here. As you can see, environmental sampling, ecological restoration and planning. So it's honestly just a really good cost-effective solution because a lot of the federal dollars, you know, are doubled or tripled that go into the program. Yeah, and so you heard Rashani talk about how we have partnered in the past to receive referrals from homes that our student participants are looking for jobs to help pay their utilities or save money, which is such a great program. I love that they teach financial literacy. I think that's a big one that we're missing in today's education. So that I think that is just such a great offering. And so yeah, we've had some really great referrals from homes, and we want to kind of just introduce a couple of them today, just to give you a taste. So we've got Giovanni Gale here. He has over 4,000 hours of fence installation experience under his belt, and he's received some certifications. This is a specific certification that works with our Department of Transportation crews. It's a safety of traffic and how to work around traffic. Everybody that works with DOT needs to have that. And he's done over 12,000 hours for his AmeriCorps education, which he's maxed it out. So you can only do 4 terms, and your terms can be different lengths depending on the project, but you can only have 4 of them. And you know, that's no easy feat. As somebody who has also maxed out their AmeriCorps education awards, it's definitely, you know, hats off to him. That's a lot of good work he put into that. And now, happy to report that he is attending college to study medical assistant to get that certification. And with all the skills he learned from Community Training Works, he actually started his own fencing business. So we're really proud of him. We're also really proud of his brother, Jack, or we call him. So he's also got a lot of fencing hours under him, and he's done the landscape maintenance as well, and maxed out his awards, and now is attending graphic arts school. So they've got a bright future ahead of them. And, you know, it really is so important, like Rashani was saying, you know, just for them to come home and have a space that's their sanctuary, because when those vital needs are met, oh, and it's 9 o'clock. Okay, I gotta hurry. So, you know, so vital. And I really feel like that was a big part of my success as well, with just having a home with Community Training Works. For my specific project, we had some housing. So that helped me save a lot of money to get a car and just really branch out. Also, Christopher Butler was another referral from a collaborative partner, Choice for Change, and he was a great worker for us as well. He started as crew, and then he went to crew leader and then supervisor, and ran his crew for 3 years before he relocated to Georgia. So, you know, it's been a really good program for us. We've had many more referrals from homes and other partners too, so it just makes sense to work with them. Some other programs we offer, we do the single internships. So for more specific projects, I was a part of that in Jacksonville, Florida, the Let's Move Outside initiative. And I also did the from crew member to crew leader to program coordinator, now board member. And now I'm a multiple business owner, and my most recent venture is Nature Therapy Guide. So I'll tell you a little more about that. And also Anna, she was another individual placement we did. She's now hired by the YMCA. Yeah, and so I've always had a love for nature, and I really feel like Community Training Works has allowed me to explore that in so many ways. And this has been my most recent way of helping people connect to nature. It's also called forest bathing, or Shinrin-yoku. It comes from Japan, when people were overworked and they recognized that they need nature to be healthy and balanced. And so this is just a way to connect with nature, and it's just a very powerful ally to help you in your everyday life, you know, your health, increases your immune system, which is especially important today. And I'm also offering workplace well-being programs. If your colleagues or your participants would be interested, I'd love to share it with them. I'm offering virtual nationwide walks at the moment. So if you'd like to learn more, the website is heartfeltearthwalks.com. And we're also hiring. So we've got some jobs opening up in St. Augustine. So we operate mostly in Florida. We are statewide, but Southeast as well regionally. And yeah, so if you think anybody would be interested, we'd love to hear more. We also have, for the conservation course, we've got some habitat specialists, crew leaders, crew members. And I don't think I have time to share with you. I just wanted to share some pictures and music, but I think we're kind of short on time. So here's just some of our partners we've got here. And I'll skip ahead to this last slide. But yeah, if you'd like to know more, please contact us. We'd love to partner with you if you have questions. We really believe in the work you're doing. You're doing really important work, and just want to encourage you to, you know, to keep doing what you're doing. And thank you so much for listening. I'll throw it back to you guys.
Thank you, Ashley. I'm so glad that you had an opportunity to share with us about Community Training Works. And this is just an extension of our entire impact of looking at how we can engage youth in a more direct way. And one of the things I will give kudos to your organization is for training the next greatest generation. So we're very proud of the work that your organization is doing, and definitely in partnership with our other presenters here on the line. I do see a few of you have put questions in the chat. We're going to hold our questions until the end and come back. So our next presenter is going to be Ron Bradford with University Area CDC. Thank you, Ron.
I can't believe it!
2020 marks the 20th anniversary of Prodigy Cultural Arts Program.
20 years! Do you know what has happened? What's been done?
Here, let me take you back for just a second. Back to where it all began. To when there were only a few.
When it was just a dream, in hopes of one day being more than just a program.
Way back in the day, there were 3 key organizations who told university area youth, "We believe in you."
You got this. You have what it takes to do more, to accomplish great things, and to create your own story.
And because of the belief from those organizations, the Prodigy Cultural Arts Program was born. And today, we are more than just a program. You want to know how?
Because we're transforming young lives through the power of belief. Someone once told me that I have what it takes.
That I have what it takes.
And that's why I'm a proud Prodigy student.
I'm a proud Prodigy alumni
standing here before you.
Maybe you want to dance or sing, draw, like me, make beats, play the guitar, be a better leader, a better communicator, a problem solver.
Whatever it is, set big, big goals for yourself and let us help you achieve them.
Here, let me introduce you to your new art instructor. Oh, my bad. Did I say art instructor? I meant teacher, mentor, someone who wants to see you go places and do things that you didn't know you were capable of doing. You have what it takes.
Oh, you need some facts. Let's do the math.
Upfront prevention costs to support juveniles is less than $1,500 per youth versus $60,000 for incarceration. 98% of our students never have even had contact with law enforcement. And we're not only a youth program. Prodigy transforms adults' lives as well. The longevity of Prodigy is proven year after year.
And we're not stopping now. We can't, we won't. And we went from a small Tampa-based program to serving thousands of people across West Central Florida.
We went from few to over 40,000. Youth, adults, humans, lives.
Prodigy helped me in many different ways. It helped impact my life in helping me gain friends and learning how to communicate with others. Also, it helped me decide whether I wanted to be an artist or not. Now I want to be a graphic designer / animator at USF.
I feel like I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for Prodigy. It certainly helped me develop as a person.
And I can tell you that I have seen kids change in this program, from being shy and scared into strong leaders and amazing human beings.
I've also acquired a lot of role models. I didn't have a lot of adults around, so having some like my guitar teacher, my breaking teacher, whoever it was, just like kind of mentoring me and giving me tips here and there really helped.
It also helped me become a very open person and be very welcoming to new things. And it also helped me boost my creativity skills. And I feel like without this program, I would never look at art the same. This program really helped me find the importance in art and expressing yourself.
He was receiving breakdown classes, guitar classes, drum classes. He was hanging out with friends, thinking about eating healthy, exercising, expressing himself. It was really the support I need to, as a single mother, to get my son in the right direction.
I invite you to come and check us out. Come and see why this program is so successful and transforming lives for 20 years.
We believe that everyone has the potential to succeed, and we want to help you find the very best version of you. So join the many others who are proud to stand up and say,
I am Prodigy.
I am Prodigy.
I am Prodigy.
We are Prodigy.
I'm Prodigy.
We are Prodigy.
I am Prodigy.
I am Prodigy.
I am Prodigy.
We are Prodigy.
I am Prodigy.
I am Prodigy. I am Prodigy.
I am Prodigy.
I am Prodigy.
Whew, my goodness. I really don't feel like I have the need to speak after looking at the video. Every time I look at that video, it really touches something. It's very inspirational, very motivational. But I have to go on. So I am Prodigy, and my name is Ron Bradford, and I work for the University Area CDC. Now, a little bit about the University Area CDC. We are a 501c3 organization, and our mission is family and youth development, crime prevention, and commerce growth. Now, our primary focus is the sustainability of the low-income areas that surround the Tampa campus of the University of South Florida. Now, for over 20 years, we've championed positive change through youth programming, adult education, affordable housing, workforce development, and community engagement. But today, we're going to talk about our youth program, Prodigy. Next slide. Prodigy is a youth development program. And not only youth development, we are a prevention and a diversion program that serves youth ages 5 to 19. Many of those are at-risk youth. We teach life skills through the delivery of visual and performing art classes taught by professional artists. How we implement Prodigy, we have several relationships with a variety of agencies, and it's their responsibility to implement Prodigy in their own neighborhoods and communities, many of which are low income. Now, we have a couple of important expectations for our youth once they are in the program and going through the program. One, don't get involved in the juvenile justice system. We want them to stay out of that. And if they come into the program already in the juvenile justice system, our expectation is they won't go further into the system. We also want them to develop the life skills to become leaders, leading themselves, leading others. And we want them to get into the habit of developing victories, wins early on in life, and achieving a certain level of success now and in the future, no matter what they're doing and where they are. Now, we've been around for more than 20 years. Actually, we're in our 21st year. And some of our funders have been Department of Juvenile Justice, which is a funder for us now, Hillsborough County, which is a funder for us now, and the Department of Education, who has been a funder in the past. Next slide. So now we're going to talk very briefly about 4 of our core qualities. These qualities we feel and believe makes our program special and unique. I'm not going to say better because there are a whole lot of good youth development programs out there, but these are the 4 that we 4 qualities that we feel make our program special. Youth voice and creativity. We believe through visual and performing art, youth are able to creatively express themselves and tell their own story. Now, we have several art disciplines and classes that they can do this in, but I'm specifically going to refer to our music production class. You saw the video. One of the MCs, the young man, Dez, he's a product of our music production class. So in this class, youth are able to come up with their raps, lyrics, beats to go with the raps and able to perform. The instructors teach them how to perform with passion. The key to this class is that the youth are able to deliver a message or a shared experience in the way that he or she wants to, and they're able to deliver it to people they want to hear, and it's their peers. Now, we know expressing a message or sharing an experience is different when you're communicating it with your peers versus adults. So what they're able to see in this class is that instead of seeing their peers as enemies, as they can see them as advocates, someone who can help get their message or shared experience out to more individuals, thus giving them a greater impact with that shared experience and message. So in this class, they're learning communication skills, team building skills, consensus building skills. These are wins for these youth. And it's very important that they go through this class and get that. Our next quality is self-control. Now, through dancing, and I'm specifically going to say break dancing, our youth can learn that anger doesn't have to be taken out in a negative or harmful way, that it can be expressed in a very different way where you can get a greater impact. So one of the key phrases in our breakdance class is dance it off, right? So in the breakdance class, they're learning all these pop in and lock in and windmills and spinning on the ground and all these other creative ways of moving. It's very exciting. So if you can channel that anger into dancing, oh my gosh, that's a victory. That's a win for them. So instead of going off and saying some words that are not positive, dance it off. And that's what they're doing. So they're learning anger management skills. They're learning presentation skills. They're learning how to self-regulate their behavior and de-escalate a very possibly hostile situation. Our third quality is confidence. Now, through showcases and dance battles, there were some examples of them on the video. Our youth are able to see that they have the confidence to overcome challenges, that they can be a motivator or an encouraging person to another person on their team, as well as developing the confidence to take risks. Now, our instructors provide that safe place for that to take place. Our instructors are really key to our program's success. They don't judge the youth. They tell them what they can do, not what they can't do. And they're there to speak about other things to help them matriculate through the program and go through life. So when they're up on that stage at these showcases, they're able to show the audience, many of their parents and peers and community members, where they've come from. They can come into the class, as the instructor said, very reserved, very scared, timid, but they leave differently. They see that they have the confidence to show an audience what they've accomplished in the class. So they can show art projects that they've done. They can show that they can play musical instruments individually or with a team. They're able to do dance moves. They're able to speak. These are wins again. And it's preparing them for future wins, no matter where they are and what they're doing. And fourth, leadership. Now, through our Youth Ambassador program, we're able to train or work with our youth to be able to speak in front of legislators and the media. Every year, of course, Children's Week is held in Tallahassee, and that's the opportunity for our youth and youth development agencies to talk about their program to get support. So we train our youth to be able to speak to these legislators. And when they do this, they're able to see that they can be people of great influence, where they're impacting decisions made by key individuals that can keep Prodigy going or to make it bigger, not only for them, but for those who can come behind them that may not have been through Prodigy yet. So it's very important. And when they talk to media and being interviewed by the media, they're able to do the same thing. They're able to garner more attention and more support for the program, which is always a positive thing. So that is what Prodigy is all about. I hope you enjoyed looking at our video, which gave you a little more information about where we've come from, where we're going, what we're doing. That's the Prodigy experience. But I'm here to tell you, I've been with Prodigy for many years. I had a youth that was in Prodigy, and just the growth in the, not only in performance, but the life skills, that is what really sets Prodigy apart. The life skills that they're getting when they're participating in these activities are great. So thank you for the opportunity to talk about Prodigy. Again, I'm Ron Bradford, and I work for the University Area CDC here in Tampa, Florida. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ron. Absolutely outstanding. We loved the video. And I am just absolutely encouraged that you have dance as a means of expression and building skills for young people. Maybe it's not just for young people, but we can take examples from that no matter what our age is. So I'll be getting my groove on, not break dancing, guys, a little bit slower, two-step maybe. I would like to take a moment right now and just give that virtual applause to all of our presenters. You guys done a wonderful job, outstanding opportunity to really learn about what our tomorrow leaders are impacting young people and really how we can touch the lives of youth. Because when we use that term at risk, any individual can be at risk. It really doesn't matter what life cycle they're in, where their start begins, any person can be at risk. So just building up that level of individuals so that they can be more progressive and be more responsive to what is important in society. We have a few questions in the chat, so this is an opportunity for us to have that kind of dialogue. And I'm going to go to the questions in the chat first, and then if someone wants to voice a question, if we have time, we will have an opportunity to get to that. One of the first questions came from Mary Lou, and she wanted to know, when you're looking at programs and policies, do you have that youth involvement, or do you get the voice from the youth as you're making decisions about what kind of different programs that they can become involved with? So I'm going to have Rashani, if you want to take that question.
I actually do hit my youth involvement. Honestly, at the top of the year of every year, we begin our monthly meeting with what types of things do you guys want to learn? What are your personal goals for the year? What should some of our goals, become? And through having that dialogue, we're able to shape some of those goals. That's actually last year, I had a really big financial literacy series, and it was sparked by our January meeting. I mean, they had a lot of different questions, especially surrounding the Bitcoin and investments and things like that. I mean, most young adults at 18, 19, 20 are not thinking about investing in 401ks, but they're starting to think that way now. And so they ask for that information and tools to budget. And again, like Kay just spoke of, I keep spending my money. I need somebody to help me able to do that. So through those dialogues, we're able to, I try to give them enough leeway so that way they're invested as well as I am.
Great, thank you so much for that. The next question I have in the chat has to do with what is the limit or age requirements for each of your programs? So the initial question was really for you, Ron, but I'm going to have each of you guys talk about your age requirements. So Ron, you can take the start on that and we'll come back to Rashani and Ashley.
Thank you. Our age requirements start pretty young. It's 5 to 19.
That is very young. That is very young. All right, Ashley, if you want to tell us about the age requirements for your program.
Yes, thank you. So for us, it can kind of depend. So just depending on our partner and the project, what kind of work needs done. So for instance, we have done high school programs before, but we ran into some challenges as far as what they can legally operate as far as lawnmowers or more heavy equipment. So sometimes we like to recruit older people just for insurance purposes, like 18, over 18, but we have offered high school projects and, created space for them. And also we have for leadership roles, we can even go older, but depending on certain funding we go through, if it's for veterans, those ages can be a little older just because, a lot of their young life was in the military, so they tend to be a little older. So yeah, it kind of can vary just depending on project to project, but that's around 15 to 35.
Great.
And if Susan's still on, if she'd like this, yeah, go ahead. I'll pass it back to you.
All right, Rashani, you're next for the age question.
So for housing, it's 18 to 24, and they have to leave us at 24 and 9 months, in which we help them to transition into an adult, regular living facility that's affordable. And for the internship program, we start at 16 to 22 years old to service those young adults.
Well, thank you so much. I think you've sort of tapped into the next question here, which is what happens when anyone youth ages out of the homes program at 24?
Well, we don't just send them on their way. We start talking about a transition plan, usually right before the 24th mark. So that's where that 9 months kind of weird number comes in. So you have that amount of time to start working with them and buckling down on what's the next steps. Where's affordable housing? So we work with a lot of community partners to refer to, again, like Susan and different other agencies to say, hey, okay, what apartments do you have? What job openings do you have? Do we need to relocate? Can we do something within the city? So we lean on our community partners post that age. In addition, that's why we breathe so heavily on the financial literacy, because we want them to be able to be prepared. So if you're working and you're paying low amounts of rent, you should be able to save. So that way, when it is time for you to pay those, thousands of dollars monthly on rent, you have that saved and you're a little more responsible and sound financially to take care of that. In South Florida, our rents are just astronomical. So we buckle down a little bit early on what the future looks like for our young adults.
Thank you so much. One of the questions that we have for you, Ashley, has to do with how easy is it for young adults to gain more than one certification with CityWorks, and what is the average class time?
Yeah, so it just depends on the project, but for a lot of our trail crews, we try to get them certified in wilderness first aid. We try to get them certified with chainsaws, and just anything that's going to help them use their tools in a safe way. And like for me, for instance, some of the certifications I did that helped me with my individual placement, I did a volunteer management training certification, which was really useful for me because I was new to that field and what I would be doing. So it really gave me a good overview of what the industry is like and what kinds of tools you would need to be successful with that. And then I also did environmental education because I was taking kids outdoors and doing field trips, and the wilderness first aid. So the certifications can really just depend on the project and our partners, what the standards are for the partners and how we can help our participants reach those standards so they can easily fit into those roles.
Thank you so much, Ashley. I have been prompted to remind everyone that there's a session evaluation that we're asking you to complete. You guys have been an absolute great audience. Again, I am just totally enthralled by the presenters here. And as serving on the board for Florida Alliance of CDCs, I'm just so excited that we have an opportunity to pass the torch forward for all of you guys as great community leaders. So I definitely thank you for your direct involvement. I don't see any other questions in the chat. I may have a room for a couple of questions from direct audience. If anyone wants to chime in, this is your opportunity.
Hi, Ashley. Can you please provide that certification information that you just spoke about?
Sure. Was there a specific one, or you just wanted the list of different certifications that we've offered?
Yes, and how our organization could use it. I sent you my email.
Oh, great. Okay. Katrina, great.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was great. It was absolutely wonderful.
Absolutely. Absolutely outstanding. Terry, did you have another plug that you wanted to chime in at this moment?
I just want to say that this is an amazing. I thought this was an amazing session, and we've practiced a few times, but seeing all of the presentations all in a row and all together, I mean, this is really, really impactful. There is some amazing work that these three organizations are doing, and just to remind everybody that the PowerPoints and the recording are going to be made available about a week after the event. So you will definitely have access to this. And thank you. If you haven't done the poll, we'll leave it up for another 30 seconds or so if you wouldn't let us know what you thought about the session. And thank you for joining us. A reminder that our next session begins at noon. It's our membership meeting, but it isn't just for members. So it's kind of an update on the Alliance. We've just recently completed a rebranding process. So if you want to see the new us, you might want to plan to join us at noon. We've got sessions all afternoon, and we look forward to seeing you all there. Thanks everybody so much.
Thank you, guys. Have a great afternoon, and we look forward to seeing you later. Bye now.
Cheers, everybody.
Yay.